Hello, and welcome to another live stream. Got a fun one for you today. Necromunda Hired Gun. I've played just a couple of levels here. As you can see, apparently I maxed out at level 4 so far, but thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd share it.
The Guilders run the Underhive. Without the Merchants Guild, there's no order to life down here. No one to stop things unraveling completely. You're thinking there's no order down here anyway. But you just don't see it. Order is what every ganger down here is looking for. Just an order they can change. One where they can get to be top dog. The big boss man. Not just a pro laboring away, toiling for house, hive, and throne. Order down here is different. Nobody wants the enforcers, or worse, coming down here, trying to make things the way they are up in Hive City. So we all follow the Guilders' rules. Without them, it all breaks down. No one kills a Guilder unless they're truly dangerous or truly desperate. And the truly desperate are the most dangerous of all. That's why I think we can help each other out. We're going to earn ourselves that bounty for taking down whoever killed Maro Virax, and we're going to put things back the way they should be. You see, we're agents of order, the likes of us, even if we do get to sow a little strife along the way. You in? Trust me. It'll be worth it.
Sorry about that. Apparently my controller disconnected on me. Okay, so I guess for the third time then, welcome everyone to another stream. I've got a fun little Warhammer game for us today. It's called Necromunda Hired Gun. I've played just a little bit of this previously. Got about to the second level and then said, you know what, this would be a fun one to show. So I figured I'd get recording it and put it up ourselves. Alright, just before we get too far into it here, I just want to make sure that my audio is coming through. Because wouldn't that just be hilarious? Okay, looks like we're good. Unlike usual, I will have my phone beside me so I can take a look at anything that comes up in the chat. And with any luck, maybe I'll even be able to respond to the people around me for once. Alright, there's a lot of interesting characters. I'm usually pretty happy with Mechanicus. So maybe we'll find somebody that's a little robot-y. That's kind of fun. Have a nice little hat. I think I went with this guy the first time around. Perhaps the dashing young entrepreneur of the 1900s. Hat. Hundreds. Hat. Hundreds. Oh, we'll go with the hat. You know what? Let's do a normal game.
This is it.
Yeah.
You sure? Positive. The Black Serpents are holed up in there. You sure about this? Sure they're in there, or sure about getting it done? Relax. It's just a few esches. And then, payday.
And then... payday.
Okay. But be ready for anything.
We are. They can't defend all the approaches. They come in from both sides. And from the dome floor. You two, this level. I'm heading down.
You and the Hound, eh?
Yeah. Okay. This is it. Let's go.
I can see the sentries.
Wait until I'm on the ground. Then take out as many as you can. Let them know they're surrounded.
Alright, here we go.
Hunt begin.
So these are little, essentially, menu terminals. You can buy stims to kind of get you back into the fight, or you can back out the missions. Stims, quite useful, because you can use them to essentially self-revive yourself before you, or when you would die. So you've got these little beacons here that kind of show you the right way to go. Probably my biggest complaint is that the default keybinds are in really odd locations. For example, I don't know if you can see it on the left-hand side of the screen there, but clicking in the right stick, which feels like it should be a melee, is actually using your healing items. So, as I'm sure you could imagine, quite a few times I have gone to melee somebody and instead just healed myself up unnecessarily, which is not ideal, but...
Open this rust damn door!
In most games, I prefer to play with the default controls, since that's what the devs determined was what they wanted to happen. So, hard to say no after that. I'm just going to check one thing here, because right now I've got my overlay in the bottom right corner, which is covering up my ammunition, so I have no idea how much I have. Give me just one moment. Okay, that's better.
I'm in. Let's do it. See you at the prize.
Here we've got a chest, hopefully with a new weapon. Perfect.
The boss told us to stay here, so we stay here.
Alright.
I'm past the first sentries coming in from the north. You see anything yet?
Plenty. Keep going.
His good lives are pathetic.
Okay. Now, it seems like a big part of this game is kind of exploring and looking for chests every once in a while. As you saw earlier, sometimes you can get weapons out of it, other times you can get things like grenades or just a good amount of cash just for finding them. So it's usually worth your time to start taking a look around, seeing if you can find anything worth exploring too. But I'd say, for me, probably one of the biggest things about this game is just having a first-person shooter set in the Warhammer world. It's kind of nice just to see 40K in a on-the-ground style.
Where are you? Third level. There's someone else down here, and it ain't no Escher. That's not me. Stay alert.
Okay. Now, one nice thing that they do have about this game is, of course, since you're supposed to be the hero, one of the things that they added... I remember this. There's a trap here. Yep, so one of the things that they do in this game is everyone has the same amount of damage output on their guns. Bigger enemies, of course, have bigger health pools, stuff like that. But in order to make sure that you actually stand a fighting chance in the insurmountable odds of the far future, one of the things that they do is they'll give you almost like a window. So while you're dealing damage to enemies, you'll recover a little bit of health, kind of like a lifesteal effect. It's not crazy, but it's usually enough that if you're still in the fight, especially if you're on a 1v1 or something like that, chances are good you're going to come out on top. Never a guarantee, of course, but against regular gangers like these guys are, actually, you know what? On this difficulty, it doesn't look like they're that close together. So maybe they'll give you a little bit extra. I played my first run on the hard mode for better loot quality, but I guess that's also skewing my perception of the damage output, because I think I almost died in that part a couple times over on my first playthrough. But this time around, I seem to be doing quite a bit more effective damage without taking too much. Even when somebody's coming up from me behind. It's kind of fun seeing a cyber mastiff in person too. I've heard about them in some of the books, but I never had a visual to go along with them.
I don't like this.
Looks like we're getting kind of low on ammo. I'm half tempted to just let these guys fight it out. Save the ammunition for now. There's plenty of fighting. Plenty of fighting in this game, so Having an opportunity where I don't have to spend every bullet I have is kind of nice. I suppose I could switch this too. Got quite a few rounds for it. Though it's not quite as accurate. Ugh.
Try this one on, scum.
My goodness. I'm glad I let some of the other guys go through first. This is a little rough. The takedowns are pretty fun though. They look good, you got mild invincibility in the meantime. It's good. I've always been a fan of the up-close and personal kills, but usually fairly rare that a company gets a fun one in. It's varied enough that you don't have to worry too much about seeing the same ones over and over again. And the detail that went into the player models means that there's, like, even if you're doing the same strike a couple of times, depending on where you are, you can see a ton of different and unique character models. That being said, as with all things, assets are reused. Not that you can blame anyone, because imagine having to make a brand new unique NPC for every single combat encounter. Be there forever. But, you know, there's what feels like a little bit of randomization in the characters. Especially the NPCs that you end up fighting. So there's quite a bit of variability. Enough to say that they all feel like they're individuals. Although in the particular lighting we have at the moment, it's not exactly noticeable. Alright, now, you might notice underneath my health bar and refractor shield energy on the bottom left there, there is what looks to be, I'm going to call it a knife underneath the red bar. That's my takedown bar. So there's a limited number of takedowns you can do in a specific time window, so you don't just run around being invincible all the time. Which I thought was a fairly nice way to handle that kind of problem. Whoa, whoa. That was close.
What the hell? Heavily armed too. I'm gonna hold him here until.
Beetle! Beetle! Where are you? Leto! What the hell's going on?
I heard. I'm on my way.
You know that sound.
Oh my. Yeah, I know. I could probably get through this a lot more efficiently and effectively if I switched to my real gun. But I'm trying to save that ammunition for a later time, because I got so much of this stuff. Almost feels like a waste to use it all. Oh, I can't get up there. Okay. Alright, maybe it is time to be a bit more accurate. Alright. There we go. up, hey? Oh, buzz off. Now, another thing I really like about this game is that the AI seem to try and get better lines of fire on you. I don't know if you've ever played games like Call of Duty or anything like that, where the enemies always seem to just kind of run to predictable locations, that kind of thing. This game does a little bit of that, but it feels a lot more like they're just running to different covers than moving just to move.
Go to hell.
It's good.
I'm in it.
Damn! Leto! Leto! Should have done this alone. Knew it. Always work alone.
Let the brute have a little fun.
Oh man, that Argrin went down real quick. I think when I, on hard mode, I think that one took me maybe 5 minutes of combat to take him out. Yeah, don't worry. Like I said before, I only have 2 levels worth of experience, so there's not going to be a whole bunch of, I remember this and I remember that. It'll round out pretty quick here.
I want to see you.
Ooh. Okay, what else can I tell you? So, just above the refractor shield on my HUD, and just below the number of revives I have, or I guess those are medkits, there's the picture of the cyber mastiff. When I've got him out and running around, he has a health bar and a timer. So he'll stick around for whatever gets depleted first. If it's obviously his health bar, he just dies and comes back after a time limit. Or he can just time out eventually and resume back to where he was before after that. Ooh. Apparently I've not died enough. That there was a stim, which, if you recall, we can use to recover a full life. Stims are automatically consumed when you die, as far as your health is concerned anyways. So it's quite nice to have a couple of those in reserve for when things get real nasty. Now I will say, I have only actually died once, and that was actually on the next level here. I'll tell you all about it once we get to it, but I don't want to spoil any surprises.
Looks like you chose the wrong side, scum. Where did you ever think this was gonna get you?
Okay, so this is a very interesting part of the game. Basically, the stuff that you find out and about, you then get to essentially select which ones you want to keep and sell the rest. So we have a bunch of, looks like, ooh, got some trinkets here that we can put on. We got some good ones in this one. At least relative to what I have received in the past. I typically get fairly unlucky with the equipable items. I don't typically get very many of them. Okay, now this part here is a little trickier because it's not quite as cut and dry as some of the other things. You have a percentage chance for the these lucky charms here to trigger, and you have the effect of what it does once it does trigger. Now, thankfully, it does have a comparison option here. So the green one means that it's better than the one that you are going to replace, and if it's red, it of course means that it's worse. So these white text means that it's just on par with. So it's kind of a nice, easy way to tell at a glance if you're putting on something better or worse than what you've already got. Makes it a little easier to tell at a glance. Okay. So everything I didn't bring with me, I'm going to break down for some extra credits. And then we can continue. I will say the hat is a fun touch.
Who's there?
Oh, you know me.
Damn. Jericho. Where am I?
Martyr's End.
Martyr's End.
Martyr's End. Beyond Thorian's Dome, beyond the bad zones of Delta 7, far from where you want to be, I'll wager, but a better place than you'd be in otherwise, I can assure you.
Better than I would be if I hadn't met you.
I saved your life.
Feels like you did a great job.
I suppose it all depends on what you imagine being dead feels like. You seem keener than you should be on finding out.
Enough of the riddle, Spire Boy. What happened?
There's time for all that later. You're gonna hurt yourself straining like that. Remember, you only just made it this far. I'm gonna leave you with my friend here. There's a watering hole right outside, the Blessed Temple, they call it. You can find me there when you're ready.
Ready for what?
That's the fun part. Finding out.
Who are you? What is this place?
I'm Malakachin. You may call me Malak. I'm a chirurgeon, and this is my surgery. You're lucky to be here.
Damn. A rogue doc.
If you prefer. Yes.
What did you do to me?
Nothing I didn't have to. Well, maybe a little more than I had to. That's a most impressive set of bionics. They would have been a pleasure to work with, but for all the bleeding flesh getting in the way.
Thanks. I'm sure there used to be more of it.
Your friend is right.
Cal Jericho. He's not my friend.
Well, he was right. You should have died. It's only those bionics of yours that saved you. But still, there was a lot of damage. It will take you a little while to heal. And a little while to get used to the changes.
What?
A few adjustments. An internal reservoir. A cerebral implant. You'll find they're all improvements, once you get used to them.
Cerebral implant? Where the hell did that come from?
From your friend, Cal Jericho.
He's not my friend.
Oh, I'd say he is now. These bionics, once you have healed, they will allow you to do incredible things. But there might be a few adjustments I need to make. Nothing works first time. Not when you're working with materials like these, anyway. You should come back and see me when you're ready to find out what you're really capable of.
Okay, so it looks like we got quite a few options here. Personally, I'm thinking about getting the cerebral implant. Get some extra bonuses for looting objects, better chance to get them. That being said, if anyone has noticed something in the chat, you can pop it in there and I'll cater to the crowd first. I'll just wait I don't know, 60 seconds or so. So if there's anything if there is even anyone in the chat who would like me to select something, we'll give you at least a chance. Go through some of these here. Give people a chance to read some of them. That's the melee one we talked about earlier. Bionic legs, extra speed and jump. Could be pretty useful. Biggest problem there, of course, is that we don't really... Well, having not seen what it looks like on the stream, I don't know if I want us to move too quickly here. I can imagine that would be quite distracting and disruptive if it starts getting a little too motion blurry for some people. Alright, so that gives you a little bit extra energy. Then we've got health, the grapple launcher I think we unlock later, haywire pulse as well. So you can just kind of mess with them a little bit. My biggest problem is that I tried to use this one before. I just forget about it too much. So I think I need something that's a little bit more, let's say, passive. So I think for now we'll start with the cerebral implant, since I haven't seen anyone say otherwise.
Good. Come back if you feel anything unusual from your bionics. But it will be the flesh that's the problem.
Rude. Okay. I believe we got an objective marker here. There we go.
Some crock. Plenty of scavengers come. Where's Stay away. Don't be going.
Okay. So, personally, one of my favorite mechanics in video games is the double jump. So I'm super happy you get it really early on in the game. Oh man. This pistol just doesn't have the punch power I'd like it to. But, that's enough. That'll do for now. Okay. Seal it up. Goes that one up. Open this one. I mean, I gotta admit, seeing that in something like 40K Martyr, the game about being the Inquisitor, played kind of Diablo style. Really cool to see those doors open, but it's something else entirely to watch them open.
Hey there.
Wild Snake.
I like you. You must be able to read the sign.
No. What does it say?
It says patrons only. But you don't need to worry about that. You figured it right out. You must be a psychic. But shh. I won't go telling anyone you're a mutie. Here you go. Wild Snake.
How much?
Your friends already got it covered.
Halmor's teeth. What is this? He's not my friend.
Definitely psychic. That might be the quickest I've seen anybody work that out. But either way, your drink is covered. You should go and see him. He's right over there. And hey, if you ever want to know what's really going on around here, come back and see me.
Thanks. What's your name?
Just call me the Wild Snake Priestess.
Nice touch. The Blessed Temple and it's the Wild Snake Princess.
Just starting to wonder.
Who's a good boy? Was it? I think you can interact from farther away too, and just there you go.
So, ready to talk?
About how you nearly got me killed.
About how I saved your life?
And Beetle and Leto.
Well, no.
I knew they weren't up to it. Always work alone. I should have stuck to that. Now, tell me, what happened up there? That Escher gang you wanted us to take down, there was someone else with them.
Yes, I think so.
Who? The one who killed Virax?
Maybe. I mean, I think so. The Black Serpents are working with an outlaw, a very dangerous outlaw, who seems to be calling himself the Silver Talon.
You knew he was there?
No, I didn't. But the Black Serpents are his muscle. I figured they might give us a few leads. I didn't think whoever killed Virax would be crazy enough to still be hanging around here.
So you thought you'd dangle some bait?
No, nothing like that. Besides, you were quick enough to take me up on the deal. Maro and his brother specialize in archaeotech. Good stuff, too. And they control pretty much all the trade around here. His caravan was ambushed less than an hour from here, so I figured whoever was responsible would be long gone and far away by now. But it seems not. Meanwhile, there's a few gangs around here who have been trying to make a name for themselves, taking more risks than usual. The black serpents, those Escher you met earlier, and a couple of Orlok gangs, the Iron Vipers, the Scrapjacks.
So you think they're working for the Silver Talon, too?
I think they're being awfully bold, almost like someone wants them to make trouble. And since the Silver Talon is still around...
And you think it's the Silver Talon who killed Virax?
Or ordered it, yes.
Damn.
I had a feeling there was something going on from another lead I was following. As soon as I found out, I came to warn you. But that's how I found you.
Not exactly just in time.
You don't think?
That cerebral implant. Where did that come from?
I took it from the Black Serpents. Maybe they were just trying to sell it, or maybe it's something that you-know-who is looking for. Which is why it made so much sense to put it in you. So I guess we'll find out, one way or the other.
Saving my life just so you can get me killed. Not my kind of deal.
A shame, since it's the only one going.
Then I'm out. But thanks for tipping me off about the Silver Talon.
If I were a less generous man, I might suggest you're in my debt, you know. But I won't. Now listen, there's a fortune to be made for both of us. You won't get it on your own.
Wanna bet?
Oh, I'd wager. But if you lose, you'll have nothing left to give me anyway. So just don't forget, the offer's there. And you know where to find me.
All right. We'll come back, talk to the priestess, get the next mission.
Another barrel. Now I got drunk rats to worry about. So, the two of you get everything straightened out?
You might say that. Listen, I'm looking for a little information.
Shoot.
The Iron Vipers. Heard of them?
Orloks. Yeah. Friends of yours?
You might say I used to know a few of them. You know where they hang out these days.
I don't. But I know who might. Try the Dome Runner over there. Jado's his name.
Okay. Now we got Jado over here.
Yeah, and they took it back from us. Too bad. I found a nice little hideout, and now we've got a new leader. We're going to take it right back.
Jado.
Yeah,
I'm looking for someone, Jado. They tell me you're the guy to help me find them.
anything within a dozen domes of here. Who?
The Iron Vipers. Know them?
Yeah, I do. They've been making a lot of noise around here lately.
Know where I can find them?
Not exactly. But I do know they made a move on the Steel Crocs. A Goliath gang, a couple of days ago. They got lucky. Captured the Crocs leader.
Is that so? You know what they want with him?
No, but they want something from him, all right. The Crocs are out looking for him, so I hear the Vipers are going to try and move him. They control all the transport around here anyway. They control part of an old cargo trade network they use for smuggling. My guess is they're going to try moving him out that way. Somewhere the Goliaths will never find him.
You know when and where?
I can take a guess. You want me to show you?
Yeah.
Well then, let me light the way. Think you can spot a phosphor beacon?
What?
Phosphor beacon. A Dome Runner's best friend out in the bad zones. I'll lay a trail for you.
Thanks, Jado. Now, some credits up here. And looks like my memory serves me correct. I remember there being a whole bunch of pickups around here that we could get. Whoops. I gotta stop doing that. This guy looks like a Skyrim NPC. What are you looking at, bud? Just a barrel? The light up there? Alright, well, everyone's got a hobby, right? Alright. Just do a quick little sweep around. Now you know, I believe, in case anyone's ever curious, there is actually an achievement you can get in this area here.
That's the part that bothers me.
Yoink. Just trying to figure out exactly where it is. Remember it being on the second floor or something, though.
Sounds like it's warranted.
Over here?
A couple of them died out there. And I heard you know who was chasing it too.
Who?
You know.
What?
Not quite.
Jericho.
There is a... Here we go, the shooting gallery. So you can come over here and hone your skills if that's your thing, or if you're more like me, you can get an achievement for coming up and taking part. Oh, I think I started another one by accident. There we go.
Look at that. I could have
Okay.
half the price before they hijacked the container.
Now, I'll leave you off with a little teaser here. Our next mission is called Warhammer 40K. So, the next time I see you, hopefully we'll be taking on that one. That being said, if you happen to be watching this one on YouTube and the second episode hasn't come out yet, I'll take the results of the comments section. Do we want to be generous or villainous in our next episode? I'll let you figure that out, and I guess I'll either take the only comment that I see by the time we're ready to go. Probably be maybe 2 weeks, something like that. I'll wait 2 weeks after it goes out, and then we'll either do the majority after that 2 weeks, or the first request after that. But until next time, see ya.